Clippings, Chapter 4 by Brett Williams. That's me. At the apartment, we have a few minutes to get ready. The whole time, Wendy is quiet. My hope is that she's reflecting on how stupid her accusations sounded. However, she is a woman, so if she's reflecting on anything, it's how stupid I am. Or maybe she's considering me crazy. I've been to that point more than once before. I've never met any sane people who talk with animals. I guess it is a possibility that I have a screw or a whole set of screws loose. Her silence lasts longer than normal, but it doesn't last long enough. As soon as we make it to the bar, as soon as we talk to our first stranger, as soon as she has someone listening, she lets it out. And she doesn't let it die. Anyone who happens to look her way and say hi, no matter how minor the conversation, she brings it up. I can't seem to tell her enough how stupid it sounds. If you put 3 beers in this girl, she'll tell you her entire life story. She was born in North Dakota. She's the daughter of the great something of the cousin of Sitting Bull. That I can believe. She's full of Sitting Bull. She'll tell you how when she was 15, just 10 years ago, as if anyone believes that, she's really 34, she ran away and joined the gypsies that live outside of Detroit. I personally have not gone back and verified any of her stories. The gypsies of Detroit would probably help me confirm it. But if she is a descendant of Sitting Bull, she probably thinks I really can talk to dogs, which I can, which makes her pretty smart, which I guess makes her worth keeping around, if she's that smart. He talks to dogs, she tells the bartender. Hey, he talks to dogs, she tells random cows. Dog whisperer here, she tells the horror of a dude hitting on her while she's sitting on my lap. A couple of nods and smiles come from her adoring crowd, but mostly people just stare at her cleavage until I give them my trademarked, dude, I'll kill you look. I say mostly because one mad-looking Indian, feathers not dots, gives me a look up and down. Talk to animals? You've got to be careful with that, he says. My grandpa said it's worse than morphine. Wise words, Indian man. I don't say that, but I do tell him that Wendy's beautiful but full of lies. He turns to Wendy, glances at her cleavage, and says, be careful with that. My grandma said it's worse than heroin. Finally, her gaping but beautiful mouth closes, and the echoes of her insanity stop. Maybe Wendy really is part Native American, and maybe I need to sound more like a wise old Indian chief to shut her up. Walking back to the car, it's about 1 a.m., I say in my best spaghetti Western Indian accent, I name you Crazy Old Crow, because you sound like one when you're telling that story. That was probably not the best thing to say. Some words seem to bypass my filters when there's beer involved, and there have been more than a few involved tonight. Crazy old crow, huh? Then who were you talking to? She asks, as if the slow motion makes it any more acceptable, and pokes me in the chest with each word. I try to absorb them with a flex, but face it, this body doesn't flex much anymore. She goes on, let me see your phone. Let me see your recent calls. Let me. Come on, dog boy. She reaches for my back pocket. Her hand grabs a handful of butt, and I like that, but she can't have my phone. God, she's beautiful when she's got that curl in her lip and that scowl on her brow. She reminds me of some movie with Cher when Cher was hot. I think Cher was hot. One more secret revealed. She still gets me going, even though she's 80 years old. But thanks to medical science or vampirism, she doesn't look a day over 60. I brush Wendy's fondling hand off of me. Baby, I say, and hold out my hand for her to take it with hers. She doesn't give it to me, though. Looking deep into her eyes, a look I learned from the pups in the shop, my hand still hanging in midair, I try to draw her close with loving expression. I can feel it. It's working. She gives into my power. Her hand reaches for mine. The expectation of my confession is making her submit. I can sense it. Then slowly, seductively, I say, baby, give me the car keys. I want to get home alive tonight. That was a bad move. No filters. She gives me the keys with a whip of a professional baseball pitcher. Sure, we make it home safely, but the night isn't finished the way I want, with a roll in the sheets. And I have a damn radon cloud ringing in my ears for nothing.